Craig. I'm glad you're here today. It's been a while since you've been here.
Yes.
It was, I think, February was the last time you were here.
Me and Roman, right?
With Roman. Yep.
Yeah.
You guys were talking. Do you remember what you talked about in that one?
Something about digital marketing. That's why Roman's here.
Yeah.
So it had to have been about that.
Well, I'm glad you're here today because, like I said, something I think that is very interesting is that, the team here at Glint, we have a lot of clients that come from family businesses, and they have to work with family dynamics. And I think something very interesting is that a lot of people, I don't know if they know this or not, but, Jake's your son. And I think that
we don't look that alike.
You're a good-looking kid, man. I see it.
We can't do this.
What?
Okay, let's stop referencing that I messed up the podcast.
I didn't do that. We're just talking.
We'll leave it alone.
Yeah, we're just talking.
Yeah, we'll leave it alone.
I know.
We can go back and revisit
I did
things.
it too. I think this is fine too.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
We're just joking about it. It's classic father and son stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's what's interesting about you guys working together is that we have snafus and stuff that occur, and it's always cool seeing, particularly how you guys navigate that. And I think that's something that not a lot of businesses know.
Yeah.
Is how to navigate those boundaries. And I think that you guys do that pretty well. Like as an example, would you guys say that you don't really take things too personally, or do you think that you guys do take this stuff home and communicate this stuff?
I think it's
depends on what it
insanely
is.
personal.
Yeah.
I think it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Some things probably deeper than others for me is a repetition in it.
Yeah.
Right? And then it starts to dig home for me for sure.
Yeah.
We already know I can be difficult, so.
Yeah.
He knows the buttons better than anybody. That's the thing.
And that's the reason I'm so go with the flow.
Yeah.
Probably.
There's a checks and balances.
Yeah.
It's like the president, and I'm like Congress. So.
Jesus. We're getting topical, huh?
I don't know.
So how did personal expectations evolve? Because I think what a lot of people don't know or might not know is that, Jake, you worked here before for a while.
A long time.
And your role was very different back then versus how it is now. I'm very curious to how that role has evolved and how those expectations that you've had, Craig, as not just as a business owner, but also as a dad, how those expectations evolved from before the first time Jake was here, Jake, why perhaps you might have left or why you decided to take a hiatus. And then, coming back, did your expectations change, as a son, to a dad and also a business owner?
My expectations definitely changed where,
Yeah.
because I've done a lot of roles, from really roles whenever I was in high school that didn't really matter. I was just it's a lot of busy work, organizing the Dropbox.
Shredding.
Yeah.
You love to talk about
I love
shredding.
to. That was one of your first jobs. It's a good job.
I don't think that was me, honestly. That was your other long lost family. Whenever you fly to Michigan or whatever.
That was Eli.
Yeah, it was Eli. $50. What are you talking about? This was something in the other podcast we talked about. How you used to give us $50 every time I showed up. I remember working for quarters. But anyways, my expectation changes every time because I've worked at Glint probably 4 or 5 times.
Well, you're 25.
Yeah.
The business started in 2000?
1999.
Okay. So that means
I'm a 90s baby.
That means that right around the time you were born, this whole thing started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've seen the same thing from as early as you can remember up to now.
I've seen it all, and right now my expectations are a lot different than when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Things have changed where I have more saying power now, where I'm I want to do this. I'm not like the guy who, I just got a new security system.
Mm-hmm.
Jake, figure that out. Here's a bunch of cameras.
You're young, know technology, go figure it out.
This is the sensor that tells you if glass breaks, put that on the stuff. I don't do that as much now. I still would, of course, but things have changed for me, and I'm in a lot better place. I used to work here and do things that he asked me to do.
Yeah.
Not even just like little tasks. Like he wanted me to do his job. And not like
a lot of pressure to put on a 10-year-old.
Not to be weird, but
get it or don't get it. Can't work it out.
I was like, I'm like, I know how to do this. I can do this at the business, and he was like, let's teach you how to do this.
Yeah.
And it's hard to learn something from your dad, you know. Whenever it's like the thing in movies where, you know, he's like, build this fence, hammer this nail in, and then you go and you're like aiming the nail up, and you're about to hit it, and he's like, you're doing it wrong.
Get me the socket wrench, and it's the wrong socket wrench.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, which one is it? Because I'm pretty sure I can hammer this nail in.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it, like, I'm not holding the hammer right.
Yeah.
That's been a lot of the struggles, I feel.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
I think the part that's changed is now he might be able to recognize it. Holding the hammer right does matter.
Yeah.
Does it matter that much? Could he have done it anyway? Yes.
Yeah.
But is this a better path?
Yeah.
And here's why.
Yeah.
Now with what we do, how extensive that is massive. So doing those little things right here really makes an impact here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So trying to teach those things, but he's right. I mean, learning from a parent it's tough.
Yeah.
And
Because you're like, whatever. But I do agree that holding the hammer right does matter now.
No, it does. But either way, you get it done, right?
That's why the expectations for me is different now. Because I'm like, I mean, I have all these training sessions with him, and then I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna go do my work, and then I hold the hammer right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like as much as I'm like, okay, I just want to do it my way, and then I go down and I'm like, fine, I'll do it this way.
Well, I think that's a struggle that most, businesses that deal, specifically, not to make it sound too sterile, but specifically offspring, specifically for kids, right? Like you as a dad want Jake to, you want the best out of Jake you can possibly, not just because you want it for the business, but you want it out of your son. That's
100%.
what all parents want for the kids. And I think that's a very hard line to navigate sometimes for people, is being able to find that fine line between pushing, but then, like you're talking about, like wanting to, like him showing you things that perhaps you don't have the highest interest in.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to explore your interest. So for instance, like Craig may want you to learn all the ins and outs of graphic design, but your interest may not be held in graphic design. It's in maybe video work.
Yeah.
So being able to navigate that of like, okay, these are the things that I want to learn, but I don't know if these are the things that he's interested in. But some of those things you still need to know. So for instance, like, accounting. Like, I don't want to learn about taxes. When I was a kid, I didn't want to learn about taxes, but I needed to know it as a dad teaching a son. And so navigating that line between those two, I think, are interesting. So,
see, I'd love to. When are you going to teach me about accounting?
You're not ready.
Craig's like, I wasn't ready.
I mean, that's
I was so good at math.
That's all part of it, right? It's. I'm thinking down the path.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about today.
Yeah.
Today's gone.
Yeah.
We can make the things we're doing today better for the next time, but going down that path, that's what's important.
Yeah.
And how do you connect all that? Now, when you're dealing with your kid or somebody else, I mean, there's dynamic there that changes a little. And now we've done this a little bit. Our dynamic's pretty good now.
Yeah.
But part of that dynamic is like having Aaron here.
Yeah.
And being able to manage all of that for us.
Yeah.
Basically, for all of us.
Yeah.
Because I'm not good at soft.
Yeah.
Right? You have to have soft in business. You have to have it.
Yeah.
I don't have it. Aaron, it does. So you bring those things in, and now you're a more robust company. And truly, at this point today, Jake's being here, he's contributing more in a different way.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody is, right? But it's because we've finally figured that little mix out, as a piece of it, which has helped him grow, it's helped me grow, and it's helped our dynamic, and it's helped us separate it a little bit, I think, between work and home.
Yeah.
Right?
So what do each of you, talking about that success and talking about that growth, what do each of you consider your metric for success? Is it the same? Does it differ? And if it is different, do you think
I
that
actually
causes...
don't know. That's interesting.
So different.
Yeah, it's definitely different, but I've never heard what you think success is. That's bizarre. That's a great question.
Yeah, it is a great question.
You want me to answer it first?
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for you, though.
Oh, you're going to answer
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
that's on brand.
This is the thing. This is the thing. He thought I was asking you to define my definition of success.
No, I know.
Okay, well, what's your definition of success?
Okay, mine is...
And be honest.
I'm going to be.
Okay.
Cut this off for a minute. We got to go talk now. So for me, the way I define success, I've always defined it this way, is being able to go into, let's just say it's a charity event.
Yeah.
And it's an auction thing. And be able to give whatever you want to give and not even think about it. Could be $1,000, could be $100,000. Being able to live in that lifestyle, to me, is success. That's how I define it. Because it's not about tangible items and things like that, right? You want to take care of your retirement and your family and things like that. But if you're doing everything right, that's really the moment where you go, I have true freedom financially is a big piece of it. Like, I'm successful now.
Yeah.
Right? That's how I define it for myself.
And I agree.
Yes.
No, I have different levels of success.
At your age of mine, I'd probably a different answer, I would think.
Yeah. This might completely derail the podcast.
Okay.
My definition of success.
No, go for it. Why not?
Okay.
I like experiences. Okay?
Okay.
So I think about life as a movie. If I was watching a movie, what would I want to watch? Right now, my life movie, I'm sitting on a podcast. Yeah. Which is cool. You know, another part that I think would be cool is if the garage door was open, you could see the clouds. Yeah. I think that's cool. I like doing... what if my level of success is going to a charity event and donating $20?
Well, that's fine. That doesn't bother me. Yeah. That's the thing. I think everybody's success metric is different.
Yeah. So you're saying just the experience in and of itself, like just the new aspects of life, whether it be whatever you can do at the time, it be $20, $50, $60. The amount doesn't matter to you as much as just the fact that you're even there in the first place. Yeah. I don't think people can be unsuccessful. Okay. I think it's a mentality thing where even if I was homeless, I mean, God forbid, but even if I was homeless, I would be like, isn't it crazy that I'm alive right now? You know, it's crazy though, but I think the reason why I think part of the reason why you're good here sometimes, like in that like video storytelling role, is because of that, the storytelling. Yeah. Like you don't try to manufacture or control all the elements of the person's story that we're trying to tell. You're more concerned about authenticity. I care. Honestly, you sparked something in my brain. Just so whenever I was a kid. Yeah. Whenever I was a kid, you know, yeah.
Big old grown up.
Yeah, I'm all grown now. But my favorite thing, the people that I thought were the coolest and were the most successful, was when you're sitting around with people and somebody's got a story about every single thing. Yeah. That's success to me. It's like if I bring up I was on a boat and then a storm came in and you're able to be like, there's this one time I was on a boat and a storm came in. Yeah. And guess what crazy thing happened? Yeah. That's my success. Like I want to be able to have a story for every single thing. Like I want you to be able to say this and be like, you know, that reminds me of a time. Yeah. And I want it to be a good story.
And that makes sense because you connect with people really well, and that's probably part of why. Yeah. So that makes sense.
Well, no, and I agree with your dad on that because that's something I've noticed about you too. Like when we go out and we've like gone to different events and talked about stuff. Like you told me this before about Jake, which was that he can connect with anybody. And I remember like, I mean, that's something that you hear a lot of people say about anything, right? And I remember I was pretty impressed with that because I remember we went to Parker County and I had a few friends from like the martial arts community that was there, and you were able to find stuff to connect with them about, and and then simultaneously, like, we went through another video shoot, and you were connecting with people about stuff there too, and it's like, damn, Craig was right. Like, he really can just connect with anybody about anything. So I do think that is something that is really interesting about you and why you're good here. Yeah, is your ability to like find the story.
But then you see those qualities like everybody has, and then how do you push that into the business to make the business successful and better, right? Yeah. And that's what you start to do, and recognizing that about seeing what the potential and the talent is versus forcing potential and talent.
Guys,
right?
You guys got to stop talking about me like this.
Oh, don't worry.
You guys
won't last long.
Say this stuff.
I don't know where you get your confidence
guys,
from.
I'm pretty sure we're recording this podcast a second time. Because some I think it's the camera's fault. The dang AI. Yeah.
That's probably what
the
it
robots.
is. That's probably what it is.
Well, and something that I think you've mentioned before is, Craig, is talking about allowing room for mistakes and allowing people to grow from those mistakes. And I think that kind of is a good segue into this next question, which is how do you actively create space for growth, for like authentic growth and improvement, but also keeping those standards for what you've spent the last 25 years building? How do you navigate that space between allowing for mistakes, but then also allowing room for growth?
I'd say time.
You'd say time?
I'd say time is that's where you allow growth.
Yeah.
Based off of numbers.
A little bit, yeah. I kind of agree with that, but I think a lot of it is I'm very direct in the way I approach things like that, right? Mm-hmm. So it's, you say you can do it, go do it. Yeah. If you need something, come ask me.
Yeah.
But don't go 95%.
Yeah.
Don't go 50%.
Yeah. Don't
come ask me to do it for you or tell you what to do. Mm-hmm. If you can do it, do it. Mm-hmm. Right? And I'll give you all the freedom in the world, which can be a terrible way to work. Yeah. And it's what a lot of people say they want. Yeah. And I think our relationship was a little bit like that for a while. But then if it's not right and it's not to the standard, I'm going to hang you on it. Yeah. Not to the point that I'm going to kick you out and drive it the nail in the coffin type of thing. Like, that's not good enough. That's not what we're about. That is not what the client's about. You're off track here, and you can bring that to me. So let's back that up. And let's see where we went wrong, and let's work through that. Now, that tends to be a long discussion, which a lot of people don't want to have. Yeah. Now, Jake in particular has had a lot of long discussions for me, even on the personal side. So he really doesn't want to have them, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it works for me. But my way is not the best way, but that's where Erin helps a lot, too, is she can bring that, okay, well, here we are, and, it'll work. We'll get by it. Here's what we need. Next time this. Yeah. I want to ensure it doesn't happen again, so I drive harder. Sometimes it's needed, sometimes it's not. So that kind of thing is how I deal with, giving you the freedom to run. Yeah. Because if you tell me you're going to run, you're going to do this, I expect you to do it. Yeah. Because I've seen what everybody can do. Yeah. And when it gets hard is when people start to struggle and worry. Gotcha. Right? Yeah. And I know that's coming. But bring me in sooner than at the end, right? Yeah. Or, I'm going to say something, so if I'm going to say it, I'm going to say it. Bring it up before we get there, type of thing. But I'm like that at home, too. Yeah. And it's tough. It's a tough it's a tough environment to be in sometimes, So I'm trying to do better with that. But that's all about learning and growing as well. Like, I think I've gotten a little better at it. Yeah. I think Jake's adapted a lot from where he was when he first came here. Yeah. But I think everybody here adapts around personalities too a little bit, which it's why people want to come to the company now, and not come to me. Yeah. Which, not to be arrogant, but it's that I did a lot of the work in the beginning, and then it grows into what it is. But now people come here because of the agency, because everybody's here, because everybody's contributing, and it's awesome.
How long has that been a goal for you to shift from you to the agency?
Probably since 2010.
Okay, so it's been a long-standing goal.
Taken until 2021?
5 and 20 months.
20. That's fair.
There's some
it just started happening last month.
Yeah.
I bet it's 2023.
Okay. Okay.
before it actually happened.
Yeah.
Some of that's getting out of my own way. And I think a lot of agencies owners have that. Agency owners have a weird mentality, especially if you're creative.
I think that's just business owners in general.
It could be,
yeah.
right? But we're just wired different.
Yeah.
And it's hard to deal with us sometimes.
Well, it makes sense because for such a long period of time, you have to be. I mean, your favorite word all the time that I'm gonna remember here for the rest of my life is driving a goal, driving an objective, driving. You have to do that as a business owner to get what you want.
Yeah.
You can't. And so going from that to now letting somebody else take the wheel, I'm sure that's tough.
It is. The whole time, and I've always been about that. It's control as much as you can because you can control as much as you can.
Yeah.
And when we start to give that up, now it creates a lot of trust.
Yeah.
And that's where I've always struggled.
Mm.
So our transition as well has helped with that a little bit on that trust side. It's you go control it now.
Yeah.
So, kind of closing thoughts for listeners and individuals listening to the podcast and kind of getting some of this. What kind of challenges do you want the listeners to kind of push themselves for instance, you as a business owner and as a father, how would you challenge other business owners and fathers in their own business with regards to how they're dealing with their family? And then Jake, similarly, what advice or challenges would you offer to other individuals that are trying to meet a certain standard that their parents or their other family members have set prior to them? That was a loaded question.
Hey, I'm going to run on this one.
I know what to do. I know what I'm going to say.
I know, but I'm going to run with mine first.
Okay.
I think at the end of the day, you just can't give it away.
Okay.
You have to treat them as much as you can like everyone else.
Okay.
It's not about, this is my kid, so you get me.
Yeah.
No. He's going to be better in some areas than I am and worse in some areas than I am, right?
Yeah.
But you get what you get. But at the end of the day, you have to earn it. You got to drive. And until they're ready to, and you see that, and they're doing things that show self-initiative, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you got to just let it run a little bit. Now, you can guide at that point because they're probably more open to listen, right? And I think we've gotten to that place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's some things he doesn't need to hear from me anymore.
Yeah.
There's still a lot that he probably does,
Yeah.
right? But there's a lot here that I've done that I'll give. And
Yeah.
sometimes it connects, sometimes it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to remember, it's not always going to connect.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thought on it.
What are you smiling about?
I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
What was the just for the listeners?
Yeah, just for your part. Yeah.
Yeah.
What advice would you give other individuals that are trying to live up to a family standard or that work within a family business? What advice would you give those individuals?
I want to say a joke answer so bad, but I'm not. I'm
Okay.
not going to. This is not a joke answer.
Well, if you had to sum it up in 30 seconds or less.
Okay. I think that you have to do it for yourself, and as much as you want to live up to someone's expectations, you can't do it for those reasons.
Yeah.
There's opportunities that can present themselves, and even when I say that, I feel like you have to almost, if you really want to do it, you have to have the confidence or the boldness to step out and say what about this?
Yeah.
You can't just I don't know be oh yeah, you're so right all the time.
Yeah,
you have to do it for yourself at the same time as much as you want to live up to the standards of everything. It's really all about kind of how you personally feel about it, and that's my whole. That's why I've had some moments where I'm working here and it's nice, and then I'm I realize my heart's not in it, but it's this new the newest era of me working at Glint. It's I'm I do want to do it for myself, and it's taken years for me to realize that, and not even a whole just about Glint, but in general, about a lot of things. It's you have to do things for yourself, and if you don't, then it's not gonna go the way you want, and that's kind of why it's like nice now.
That's a very Jake answer, because it goes back to that authenticity aspect.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just do it just to appease somebody. You have to do it because it's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not here because it's the family business.
Yeah.
You know, that's not why. It's like, I enjoy working here. I enjoy like the work Glint does. And it was hard to wrap my brain around things even at the start of working here, but it's like I understand that we're helping people and doing right by them, and I don't know, it's just that's my thing. You got to do it for yourself, basically. Yeah.
Well, I think that's good, and I think it really contributes to the importance of that family dynamic and how important having those lines are for each other. I appreciate you guys coming in, Craig. It was really nice getting you in more of a natural environment.
Finally got to come back.
Yeah, I know. Getting you in more of a natural element and less.
Give up the range, like, you're out.
Yeah, I know. But it's been good having you come back and kind of talking about the family dynamic, because, like I said, when it comes to our clients, I think that's something that a lot of people deal with, is navigating those areas. So appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
If you guys found value in this, by all means share it. Go to the glintadvertising.com. There you can see our vidcasts and other podcasts that we've done in the past, as well as our blog. And this podcast is also available on all platforms where podcasts are streamable. So appreciate you guys, and feel free to leave some comments if you like kind of this free-flowing, organic way of us talking. We'd love to explore more. If there's any topics you guys like to hear, we're also open to that. So thank you very much, and you guys have a good one.
Thanks for watching this latest episode of the Glint Standard. If you're enjoying the podcast, please subscribe here. If you watch additional episodes, click over here.